When I was at the gym, Mike Brown told me, he said, man, I think this guy might be underestimating your jiu-jitsu and underestimating how dangerous you are. And I think what he's referring to is an interview of Islam saying this is an easy fight for me. I was tagged in a bunch of stuff on Instagram and Twitter. Well, that's where I see a lot of the info of him saying that. And dude, I don't know, maybe he goes about all fights like that, but I can finish and beat anybody at 155 pounds in the world. I really believe that. And he doesn't have to believe it. I'm the one who has to believe it. I'm the one who has to go out there and beat his ass. I can do that.
And for Dustin Poirier, this is a massive opportunity, because if you ask 100 people, who do you think wins, Islam or Dustin? I bet you about 90 of those people are going to tell you Makhachev. But what if Dustin Poirier wins? What if Dustin actually gets the job done against Islam Makhachev? Look, Islam has looked damn near unbeatable. And I know from experiences how good he is at mixed martial arts. The dude is phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And he trains hard. He does everything the right way. But we have seen Dustin Poirier do things over the course of an entire career that is unexpected from him. Unexpected. Nobody thought he was going to beat Benoit Saint-Denis. He didn't. Nobody thought he was going to beat Conor McGregor in the rematch. He did it. People questioned whether or not he would get Max Holloway in the interim title fight. He did it. He's made a career of overcoming obstacles. This would be the biggest one of his entire life.
And I'm not underestimating Poirier, because this guy is the legend. He can beat everybody. He have better than everybody striking in my division in this sport. That's why I prepare myself for the tough fights, for the next fight with the Poirier.
I mean, Islam's good, man. Once again, this is me giving a ton of respect to a guy that I want to fight. Islam is very good. Southpaw versus Southpaw, one guy who's much better at wrestling. At this point, the ease at which Dustin gets taken down is a scary thing for him. I don't know how you spend the next, it's not even 8 weeks, right? I don't know how you can make up the ground to be able to stop some of the takedowns that Islam is going to throw at him. But Dustin hits very hard. Dustin has the heart of a champion. Dustin is, I would say, the most skilled guy I have fought ever in my entire life, from a standpoint of huge heart, great cardio. His mind is with it when he's in the octagon. He will play possum just like he did with me. He will lose round. He will concede position. He'll do all of these different things to win the fight. He's a certified competitor. With that being said, I think Islam is better than him in every single aspect of the sport except for the sheer boxing. So it'll be fun. It'll be entertaining.
Nothing's guaranteed. Fighting the best pound for pound in the world. I'm doing everything I can to put myself in the best position to get my hand raised. I'm fully committed. I'm going to go out there June 1st and give it my all. And we'll see. Destiny doesn't make mistakes. If I'm supposed to be the world champion, I'll have that belt wrapped around me on June 1st. All I can do is just pay attention to the work, what needs to get done right now, my mindset. The outcome is gonna happen. So I just need to focus on the work right now. But yeah, man, it's been a long career. A lot of fights in the UFC, a lot of fights outside of the UFC. This is the final thing that I need to cross off this list.
It's going to be extremely difficult for him to beat Makhachev. Again, just based on his last fight against another grappler, no question for me that he'll be the more dangerous guy in the feet. If someone gets the knockout, perhaps it's Dustin Poirier against Islam Makhachev, and Islam has definitely been improving his striking skills. I like it there, but Islam is going to have the ability to take this fight where he wants. Where does he want it? On the ground. That's where he's going to take advantage and be able to move and out-position Poirier, perhaps for an eventual TKO or submission. So I like Makhachev's chances as of right now.
Then the real question here is, will this be the one? Will this be the time when Dustin Poirier actually becomes the undisputed lightweight champion of the world? The reality is, time is closing. The door is going to shut soon on Dustin Poirier. He's a fan favorite. We love the way he fights. We love the attitude. We love how he is. But he's 35 years old. He's had an absolutely legendary, epic career. He became the interim lightweight champion when he defeated Max Holloway. That was way back in 2019, okay? Becoming lightweight champion is something that he is obsessed with, okay? It is a fire that burns very strongly within him. I spoke to him after he lost to Khabib. for the undisputed belt in Abu Dhabi. And he's like, I ain't done. I ain't giving up. And he was very kind. He was very respectful. He said, Michael, you actually inspired me the way that you were able to win the title at 37. So that inspires me, and I'm not going to give up.
So John Ennick said Dustin Poirier has never won a fight by guillotine, despite the fact that he jumps the guillotine. Like, it is, I don't know how many times Dustin Poirier jumped the guillotine. It's probably almost in the triple digits by now because he's been fighting forever. And the fact that he hasn't got one would make me think like, hey, maybe go away from it. Now Dustin Poirier came out. Do you see his shirt that he just came out with?
Yeah.
Don't be silly, jump the gilly. Right? Yeah, it says, don't be silly, jump the gilly. I know, right? So, I don't know. If he does that against Makhachev, that might make for a long night for him.
Against him, I know my plan, you know. I just have to defend my neck from his guillotine, and that's it. He have good, but he is a legend, you know. If we talk about Dustin, he's already a legend, and he have big experience in this sport. But he's a problem. He have good striking, and his bad point, his wrestling and grappling, you know. But he have good guillotine. Dustin, be ready, and wrestling a lot. I defend my neck. I ready for your guillotine. That's why it's not happening in our fight, but I will be ready.
I do know what term of game plan Makhachev is gonna have against Poirier. It's very obvious. He will try to follow his cousin's steps or Charles Oliveira's steps, because it seems to be the easiest path to a victory against Poirier. But Poirier will work on that as well, and he's also well-rounded, and it will be a great fight. But he can get it down. But of course, the favorite is the champion.
I actually like this fight. I think it's a good fight. I think obviously there's things about it. Dustin fights as a southpaw. Guess what? Islam fights as a southpaw. Yeah. So that's going to cancel things out a little bit. In that, it'll open up that front leg kick that Dustin likes, that he was so effective against Conor McGregor with. So Islam's going to have to look out for that thing. There's a lot of things going on with this matchup, and it's a matter of, obviously I think in the clinch, on the ground, Islam's got an advantage. On the feet, I don't think he has an advantage. And I think he's good there. But I think Dustin is just slicker on the feet. And power-wise, I think they're close. I think they're both very close as far as that. As far as physical strength, I think Islam might be a little physically stronger. And if he's able to get Dustin down, he's going to create a lot of problems just with his ground and pound and the size that he has and the strength that he has.
Dustin says, I've done more than Islam. I've been doing this since before it was cool. And I feel like I can beat anybody. Islam says, Dustin, if you could beat anybody, you'd be holding the belt right now, not me. For me, I think this is the next logical step in the evolution of Islam Makhachev. Now you got to be a little bit more forward. Look, he's very blunt. A lot of the Dagestanis are. And at times, that can get misinterpreted for being disrespectful. Nope, it's just how they are. They're very blunt. They're very direct. So Islam, in saying this, is not necessarily trying to be disrespectful. But while it may come off as that, I would steer into that if I'm the champion.
Dustin Poirier, could you believe it? What an absolute fitting end that would be to his career. To beat Islam, become the undisputed champion, the MMA community would lose their mind, and of course he would stick around and defend that belt.
I'm going to put my hands on this guy. I'm coming in there to hurt him. Yeah, this is my last shot. Mom spaghetti. Let's go.